you need to do is go to the app on your phone and then click on the video. Christmas. That's why this camera is there. New Year. Yeah. God bless you. Drop in the hottest jams. Inspiration. Are you ready? Hello. Hello. Okay, Mama, go to the car. Another Saturday is here on Inspiration 105.9 FM. Your number one family radio. When you hear the tune, you know who's coming to do the do. Her name is Iboro. Who's here to get us inspired?
Good morning, Spinoski.
Are you going to watch football today?
Spinoski, I like the way you're looking. You're looking take away. Wow. This is your outfit, eh?
No. I'm not looking take away.
What are you looking?
Presidential.
Okay, now.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, dear listeners. Happy weekend. Wow, it's a few days to Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right. I hope that you are doing well. As always, we are grateful to Almighty God for the gift of life, His protection and His provision, and for bringing us this far in our lives. This has been Inspired, Season 4, Episode 12, gradually winding down. We're live on Inspiration 105.9 FM Oyo. Today is Saturday, 17th December 2022. Special thanks to Inspiration FM for making this program possible. This talk show is about promoting entrepreneurship and creativity, as well as any form of service that people in our immediate environment provide. We hope to inspire you out there listening to us take that bold step to start up your own business, no matter how small, regardless of the challenge that you may face in the process. This, we believe, is our own way of contributing towards increasing our nation's gross domestic product and improving our society. My name is Iquo, spelled IQUO, and at the moment, we shall take a short break. When we return, you get to meet our very big guest today. Thank you for staying with us. God bless you.
Here to prove anything. We just want you to have the best time listening to your radio. Inspiration 105.9 FM. KIJC, in conjunction with Iboro Power Company Limited, presents the Inspired Children's Club, designed to explore the gifts, talents, potentials, and skills in our children and works, then fine-tune them for the benefit of the children and the society. Call your parents and guardians to be a part of this building process. Register your children and works in the Inspired Children's Club. For inquiries, please call 0816 519 0301 or WhatsApp 0802 222 8013. The Inspired Children's Club, contributing towards making good leaders of tomorrow.
Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for joining us. If you are just joining us, this has been Inspired on Inspiration 105.9 FM Oyo. Please remember to download the Inspiration FM app, the upgraded Inspiration FM app, into your device so you can watch us live from wherever you are across the world and enjoy all the interesting programs that the station has to offer. We're also live on Facebook at the moment. Please search for Iquo, spelled IQUO Okon. Join us, leave your comments, and then share the link with your friends so that they can also join us. Thank you so much. All right, I am here with two very important guests. Number one, we have Ambassador Iboro Williams, MNIM. I know what that means, but I would like you to talk about it when it is time. He is a branch chairman of Nigerian Institute of Management, Akwa Ibom State. And then we have Mr. Ofonmbuk Nelson, the chapter chairman, Nigerian Institute of Management, Oyo chapter. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, good to have you on the program today. And I want to say a very big thank you. We've been talking about you appearing on the show for some time now. You kept your word and you actually called me. So thank you so much, Mr. Ofonmbuk. Also, I'd like to thank Chairman for another professional body, Mrs. Mary Ntuen Obome. She is the one that did the connection. So thank you so much, Madam Mary. I'm grateful. Okay, we're going to talk about NIM in general today, in Akwa Ibom in particular, and the program you're having in a short while. So I would like you to, first and foremost, I've mentioned your name, but I'd like to hear from you. You introduce yourself. I always like to know where my guests come from. So your local government area and state of origin, and then what business you do, what service you provide, what's all those things. Very briefly, we have very little time, but we'll try to manage it constructively. Okay, so the branch chairman, let me start from you.
Thank you very much. It's quite such a pleasure to be on your radio this morning. Just like you said earlier, my name is Ambassador Iboro Williams. I am at the moment the branch chairman for the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered Akwa Ibom branch. For the benefit of those listening, the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered is, the professional management institute that provides standards for the practice of management in Nigeria. Talking about what I do, off the professional institute, I work with the Ibom Airport Development Company Limited. We are the operators.
You're the person we have been looking for.
The Victor Atai International Airport. I work in the Human Resources and Administration Department as the head. By his mercies, and I hail from Ona local government in Akwa Ibom State. So It's been my pleasure to be on this program.
All right, welcome. Okay, Mr. Ofonmbuk.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Ofonmbuk Nelson. I'm a public servant. I work with the Directorate of Agri Investment. Currently, I'm the acting head
All
of
these
directorate.
big people.
And I'm a Manibum son. I'm from Itina.
Okay.
And Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
It's my pleasure being here with my chapter chairman.
Okay. Welcome once again. All right. This is Be Inspired for our listeners who have just joined us. We're on Inspiration 105.9 FM, and we have two guests in the studio, Ambassador Iboro Williams and Mr. Ofonmbuk Nelson from the Nigerian Management of Institute of Management. Okay. I'm going to say very briefly the little that I know about your history, which I found really interesting. So it says that John Clayton, a British officer, correct me where I go wrong, and he was a British officer and industrial advisor to the Federal Ministry of Commerce and Industry, a member of the British Institute of Management. He is the one who proposed the establishment of a Nigerian Institute of Management. That was as far back as October 1959.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, so there's another point I'm going to mention, but I want to talk about the history from there. Just very briefly, taking it from that point up to now.
Well, we've already had the preambulation from Ikwa, and I'm not surprised because working in the radio, she's also a researcher. I like to say that the institute, was established in Nigeria in 1961, and when a general meeting of top managers in commerce, industry, and government was convened to discuss the formation of the institute, and subsequently the Nigerian Management Group was formed. The group was immediately accorded recognition by many international institutions like the British Institution of Management, American Management Association, and so on. And then in January of 1964, the Nigerian Management Group changed its name to what we are today, currently the Nigerian Institute of Management Charter. We actually got the charter, by the Act of Parliament in 2003, and that was precisely on the 19th day of June when we became a chartered institute. What that means is that to be able to enroll as a member, you needed to, go through certain procedures,
Okay.
including having to do some kind of professional examination to see whether or not you'll be able to meet the minimum benchmark to sign on as a member of a professional institute, because as an institute, we are the source and symbol of management excellence, and it's a responsibility to determine the standards for those that will be coming into managerial practices, and also to raise those standards from time to time. So that's why we are just not like any other institute. We're a chartered institute.
Okay, good. You've taken one question out of my mouth,
Thank
which is a requirement for membership. So I will not ask about it again. But I also have here, you've mentioned some of these things I'm going to read, but it says the main plan, the original plan, was to form a branch of the British Institute of Management in Lagos, so which the name was changed, as you have said.
Yeah.
Then the original plan was for the institute to provide training and educational facilities for business management and government administration.
Yes.
I'll ask Mr. Ofonmbuk, has that been achieved so far?
Yes, that has been achieved over the years, and that is why in the various programs of NIM, one of the most important aspects is capacity building and training. That's why considering the structure of NIM, we have NIM at the national level, we have it at the zonal level, we have it at the state level, then we have it at the chapter level. The emphasis is such that at the various levels, members should be able to be trained. For instance, at the chapter where I am the chairman, every month we observe what we call management talk, where we invite a professional to come and take members through his own area of specialization. And for instance, as part of that mandate, the event we are having, one of the key items is the management lecture, which is going to center on emotional management.
Oh, good.
So the essence is to expose members at the same thing at the zonal level, the same thing at the national level, and the peak is what we call our annual management conference, in which all the managers across the globe converge for topical issues. Contemporary issues are discussed. Experts are brought from different parts of the world.
Very interesting.
To be able to take managers through. The essence is that NIM is the biggest and the foremost institute. Why? Because
has that been confirmed? Has there been
yes. Why it's confirmed is that, for instance, one of the institutes, take for instance ICANN now. The background must be that you must be an accountant or a related course. But in institute, doctors, lawyers, they are all managers because you are applying the basically the management functions.
So it
planning,
combines
leading, organizing. For you to lead any organization, you must have those management functions, which are those things that we emphasize at the Nigerian Institute of Management. So over the years, if you've been following management activities, you realize that over the years, at the local level, at the national level, we keep providing this capacity building. Though some people may just see as a seminar, workshop, but the essence is to build members' capacity.
So maybe just to say that, just to add to what my chapter chairman has said, that we pride ourselves as the largest, the foremost and the largest professional. We are multi-dimensional and multi-sectoral. That's what gives us, confers on us that advantage. Like he tried to cite the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, where you just have
the
only
specialized
accountants,
area.
but if you come into the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered, you're going to find all shades of professionals, and it gives us a wider latitude to be able to learn, management, just sitting in maybe maybe just a single room. So
Okay.
that's the advantage of the institute.
Okay, what I'm asking is, sometimes there's a body, there's an organization that conducts some kind of research, and then it comes out to say, okay, we've done this research and we have come up with this conclusion that this is the highest, this is the biggest, this is the largest. That's what I'm asking. Do you have any such thing
Well,
saying that?
it's unarguable because,
Okay.
of course, I mean, it's commonsensical. If
Okay.
you look at, you want to take a census of all the medical doctors in Nigeria, they're going to belong to the Nigerian Medical Association.
Uh-huh.
They can belong there and still belong to the Nigerian
NIM.
Institute of Management.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we draw from all the other professions, that
Alright.
I mean,
That
commonsensically
makes
gives
you-
you the impression that
Okay,
we're
good.
the largest.
Okay, good. So, how many chapters do you have? Do you have the numbers? Because when I was going through your history, I saw that in one particular year, that was why you even got the registration.
Yes.
You got to a certain number, and that was why the institute was registered, because you were able to gather so many people. So, do you have the numbers in all your chapters, all the branches? Do you have them?
Now, the requirement for chartering a chapter in any state, like, for instance, in Akwa Ibom, you would have had a minimum of 100 members.
Okay.
That's the requirement to charter a chapter, and we have quite a number of chapters. We have the WIO, which is the main chapter. Mr. Ofonmbuk Nelson is the chairman of that chapter. We have a chapter at the University of Uyo. We have a chapter in Ikodikmene.
So they all have 100 members.
That's the requirement to
Okay.
even charter.
Wow.
It may not necessarily be the requirement to remain, in existence. But if you're going to charter a chapter, you would need a minimum of 100.
So that means that you can have
registered
100 and then reduce.
Well, that's not what we're saying, because reducing would be a function of management itself, because you're going to also talk about the leadership of the chapter, your ability to be able to galvanize the people and sustain the momentum of that chapter to keep the chapter growing. It is expected that you should be able to grow from that minimum, not rather than retrogress. So we're expecting that whoever takes the responsibility of leading a chapter as the chairman should be able to do sufficient, provide the needful leadership so that the chapter can continue to grow in leaps and bounds.
Okay.
In addition to that, there is mobility of membership.
Okay.
For instance, people relocate if they are moving, and the only issue is that if, for instance, in your chapter, we have more than 500 members, but the issue will be having all of them at the same time, and which is not automatically group participation. You may not have every member at the same time, but it's in and out. People are relocating to Lagos. People are coming from Lagos, and once you are a member, for you to enjoy the maximum benefit, you just have to locate the nearest chapter and be an active member.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, talking about all these things that you have done, do you have success stories? Talk about some of the success stories that you have recorded.
I think
some very outstanding.
I think the outstanding success story is the story that you have in this studio. Ofonmbuk is the acting chairman of his organization.
Okay.
And by God's special grace, I am the head of the human resources and administration of my organization. So the success story is that, if you come into the institute and become an active member, you avail yourself the opportunity to be trained. You're fine-tuned as a manager. And when you get back to your organization, there's no hiding. There's not going to be any hiding place for the goldfish. It's very likely that your organization will identify that that's the manager.
You have those qualities.
That's what it is.
Okay,
that's
good.
what it is.
Okay, so
another success story is the network.
Okay.
I have issue now
that.
with maybe at the airport. It's just a matter of putting a call.
I have been trying to join this institute.
You need to come down. You need to come down.
So I wanted to talk about you mentioned it briefly, the requirements in terms of financial implication and other things. Do you mind talking about
Okay, let me speak about one of the flagship programs that we have to enroll membership, and it's called the Internship Training for Membership Admission, ITMA.
Okay.
That program, it's the latest approval granted by the council of the institute to reach out to some very busy executives, somebody like you, that you're always on the radio. Normally, the regular way would be to, enroll in a center, the tuition center, and then maybe on a weekly. We have the only center, incidentally, that we have for Akwa Ibom and Cross River is in Ikot-Ekpene. And everybody who has to join will have to either go to Ikot-Ekpene, for maybe so the internship training for membership admission is to allow busy executives who have had 10 years post-graduation from the university or 15 years post-graduation from the university. We do some kind of intensive course with them.
Okay.
And within maximum of 3 days, when they come on that course, at the end of the day, they would have to be examined. And if they become successful, they are going to be admitted, by the institute at the national level. Even though it's a program that can come to you in your very location. For instance, we've had 4 of such programs this year coming to Akwa Ibom. Recently, we just have, I think about 3 weeks ago, the last came to Akwa Ibom. And we normally reach out to, people that are interested. But there's also a program for instance, core members when you're serving. We have program for students, when in your penultimate year, you can actually, enroll and do an exams. And
is it an online program?
It's an online program. And then in the final year, you can do your final exams. And while you'll be on your national assignments, you'll be inducted as a graduate member. There's another one
very interesting.
The other one that, I joined the institute in 2012, where you, like I said, you have to, go to the center, be part of the tuition center, learning and all of that. And we have 2 diets. We have the May diet, which is what we call diet is the exams, and then we also have the October diet. So if you enroll in any of the diets and you pass, by the minimum qualification, you either be admitted as a graduate member if you're a student, for instance, a core member that is non-professional cadre. If you have graduated and you had some experience, you'll be admitted as an associate member. That's the first level of professional membership. And then maybe 3 years after, if you're able to accumulate 30 points, you are upgraded to become a full-fledged member. Okay. And then on that pedestal, you can be there. You accumulate another 100 points, and then you can, eventually become a fellow of the institute. And that's how to progress.
Okay, you have to be a member before you become a fellow.
Yes,
right?
You have to be a member for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years minimum. Yes, that's the basic requirement. You would have been a member for 10 years.
You must have been a very active member of your chapter.
Absolutely.
Contributing and mentoring others.
I'm just trying to think how I'll make out time for all of this. I really want to join on a
you know that the journey of several kilometers begins with just
one
step. So if you don't begin today, it would just be procrastinating, and by the time you find that it becomes very needful, you would have had some regrets that you had the opportunity and you didn't take that opportunity.
Wow. Okay. We'll take a short break. Then when we come back, we'll talk about the program that's going to take place very quickly. Please stay with us. Thank you.
Nigeria's #1 family radio station. Make your Saturday worthwhile listening to Iboro on Inspiration 105.9 FM, Uyo, and be inspired.
Welcome back from that short break. This is Still Be Inspired with a core IQUO, and then we have Mr. Ofonmbuk Nelson in the studio, and of course Ambassador Iboro Williams. Okay, we're talking about the Nigerian Institute of Management. So please talk about the program that is taking place. Okay, Mr. Ofonmbuk, tell us the name of the program. What is the
we gather in an elaborate program starting with fitness walk. This morning I've actually worked out with the chairman. That's why you
did not invite us now. You should have been there.
You have to be a member.
Okay.
That's why you see the chairman appearing like this. I've actually gone home to change.
Okay.
So members gathered at the Unity Park to
Okay.
work out because it's part of management. You have to manage your system
Okay.
for you to function well. So we do that the event is actually starting today. So it started with the fitness walk.
Okay.
We've done that. The next program is what we are doing, trying to sensitize the public on the need to join NIM. Then tomorrow, we are going to go to church for a Thanksgiving service. And that is going to be at the Presbyterian Church, Wellington Passaway.
Okay.
By 10 o'clock, all managers are expected to be there. After the service, we intend to have a lecture, our annual lecture, with the topic managing your emotional intelligence.
Okay, very important.
Because people have very high IQ, who have very physically fit, but for you to be a complete manager, you must have that ability to manage your emotion, especially during adversity, so that you can come out strong. If you look at some of the news we have these days, people very little thing, people tend to get depressed, or some even go beyond getting depressed to think of suicide. I didn't want to mention that. So the exercise now is we have brought in an expert, who is a counselor, one doctor, Emma from Akwa Ibom State University.
Yes, I know her.
To take us through. Tell managers, it's part of the capacity building. To tell managers that, look, the situation you found yourself today, someone has been there and he came up stronger, that you can go through. So she will take us through what emotional intelligence is all about. And after that, we have actually observed, I took over from Ambassador Iboro this year, but I was the secretary of the chapter. So over the years, we have actually observed some people that have carried out their businesses with best management practices, and we intend to encourage them. We intend to encourage them so that this year has actually been a very turbulent year, economic-wise.
Okay, we're running out of time, so I would like you to mention the venue,
yes,
the date, the time.
At Ofonmbuk Hotels.
Where?
Songoma. Ofonmbuk Hotel.
Okay.
Ofonmbuk.
Okay.
It's located at somewhere around Songoma here, on this Osongoma Road, towards the end of Osongoma Road. Okay. So the program will start by 3:30.
Okay.
And we expect all managers, all MNIM managers.
Not just members of NIM, all managers.
When I say eminent managers, I'm referring to registered managers.
I know what you're trying to say, Paul. Even though it's a program of the Nigerian Institute of Management Chartered, we've also extended invitations to sister organizations and some professionals.
It's only open to those people. Yes. Other people cannot join.
Yes, we don't open our doors. Otherwise, you'll find Tom, Dick, and Harry showing up, at the event. And maybe the chairman, I'm sure the chairman was trying to avoid, telling us that in the end, as managers, we wine and dine. So that's why
you don't want everybody to be part of it.
So it's strictly on invitation, no doubt, and we invite the people we want to have join us, and then we encourage others also to first be part of our institute so that they can have the privilege to be part of it. Okay,
we need to go. So I'll just ask for your final parting shot so that we can rush out of the studio. We need to go very quickly. Okay, we don't have time for the parting shot. So I'd like to say thank you. Sorry, we're not able to take more. We need to go. Ambassador Iboro Williams, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ofonmbuk Nelson, thank you. And thank you out there for always listening, always tuning in, always watching us live on Facebook, for your comments and everything. Thank you, Inspiration FM. Thank you, God Almighty. Thank you, everyone. We are grateful. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be good to yourself and others. And remember, you will succeed if you do not give up on that dream. Be inspired. For everything you
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning.